Welcome to this episode of Too Much Freedom. I'm your host, Erwin Balan. Today is December 3rd, 2014, and we'll be discussing immigration. A few weeks ago, the President issued an executive order to grant amnesty to 5 million illegal immigrants. Today, we'll be discussing some myths about immigration. The first myth is that immigrants depress wages. Actual research finds that immigrants have a small positive effect on American wages. According to a review of empirical evidence on immigration and native wages published by the Brookings Institute, economists find that on average, previous waves of immigrants have tended to boost American wages. In fact, studies have shown that immigration has caused a small but positive gain in wages of American-born workers between 0.1% and 0.6% between 1990 and 2006. And the second myth is that immigrants use the welfare system more than natives. The Cato Institute found that immigrants use state-provided benefits at a much lower rate than natives do. Immigrants also have a much higher labor force participation rate than natives, and a Harvard University review of empirical evidence on the matter found that, on average, immigrants appear to have a minor positive effect on net physical effect for host countries. To give a specific example, despite Sweden's extensive welfare state, a recent study has found that the net physical contributions of Romanian and Bulgarian immigrants were found to be substantially positive, but immigrants do make somewhat heavier use of means-tested welfare programs than natives. There has been especially flagrant abuses by immigrants of particular welfare programs such as supplementary security income. But because immigrants tend to come to the United States during the start of their working years, between the ages of 18 and 35, they make a very large contributions to the two largest transfer programs, Social Security and Medicare. When the payroll tax contributions of immigrants are taken into account, the Urban Institute found that foreign-born constitute a net physical windfall to the public sector of some $20 billion. To the extent that welfare used by immigrants is a problem, this can be addressed by restricting the welfare eligibility for immigrants, not by limiting immigrants. The third myth is that immigrants steal jobs. This is simply a fallacy of the seen and unseen. Actually, research finds that immigrants have a small positive effect on American employment. Research on the U.S. immigration, published by the National Bureau of Economic Research, shows that immigration has a positive effect on native employment. Research on immigration in wealthy countries have shown that immigrants have a positive impact on GDP per capita and a negative impact on aggregate unemployment, as well as in native and foreign-born unemployment rates. Immigrants tend to do low and high-skilled jobs. Americans tend to do medium-skilled jobs. Instead of immigrants competing for jobs, they complement our jobs. The last myth that we will cover today is that America has an uncontrolled and unprecedented immigration problem. In fact, the U.S. immigration system is both limited and highly regulated. A U.S. citizen can sponsor a spouse, parent, sibling, or minor adult child. A lawful permanent resident can only sponsor a spouse or child. Essentially, the only other way for an immigrant to come to the U.S. is as a refugee or through the strict employment-based system. All of the family and employment categories have a numerically capped, with the exception of spouse, children, and parents of U.S. citizens. Immigration actually declined naturally in both 1994 and 1995. Today, 9% of the American population is foreign-born. We are less of a nation of immigrants in 1996 than we were at any time between 1850 and 1940, when the foreign-born population was at least twice as high as it is today. And last time we go over a couple companies which were founded by immigrants. Intel was founded by a Hungarian immigrant known as Andy Grove. Yahoo was founded by Jerry Yang, a Taiwanese immigrant. Google was founded by Sergey Brin, a Russian immigrant, and eBay was founded by a French immigrant. Well, that's all for today, folks. Make sure to like and comment, subscribe to our show, and share with your friends and family. Our email is TwoMuchFreedom@gmail.com, and today has been December 3rd, 2014, and this has been Too Much Freedom.